Welcome to Natural Born Talents. In today's subject, I'd like to go into a little bit more detail on how different auras think and learn differently, how they're educated, how to raise your children under the present education system, and much more. A lot of people ask me various questions about education, the education system in the United States as it was in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, as well as present-day education system in the United States, Japan, and Finland. More on that later. So let's take a look at each aura's basic way of thinking and learning. The first group, as you see in the chart, is the orange, red, and magenta. This is the environmental physical group. What that means is that this group, these three, interact with the physical environment in order to create, to work, or to learn. The red, for example, does best when they're doing some sort of activity in the physical world to absorb information. These three auras tend to be practical in applying their knowledge in the real world. The next two is the yellow and the green tan. Now, these are in the group A2, as you can see here in the chart, and they absorb information by picking up cues within their body. The yellow, for example, will pick up information by the nuances of the environment they enter, whereas the green tan aura will pick up the same kind of nuances, but their body, their muscles will react to the same kind of environment. The process is a little bit different. And I would say that the green tan has a very fine, logical, linear thinking mind. The next group is the logical group. This is what the education system in most countries is geared towards. Logical, linear thinking. And in this group, you see three. Two of them fit very well in that education system. One does not. The tan aura is step by step, by the book, very detailed oriented. The green tan also thinks pretty much on the same lines as this. The green, however, is very hyper-analytical. They see a little bit of information and come to conclusions very quickly. The last one, the red tan, is what we call a holistic thinker, meaning they think randomly. In other words, they see the whole picture but just don't know where to start. Next is the emotional group. The blue tan, which also can think logically and linearly. The blue, which, like the red tan's way of thinking, has emotions going all over the place. But they are more intuitive thinkers or nurturers, or you could say they learn through their emotions. Then you have the violet, which is logical and linear in thinking, but also has an enormous amount of emotion and passion behind their psyche. They are the visionaries of the spectrum of auras. The last group, Group D, is the spiritual or New Age group. The first one being a lavender, which thinks in spatial terms and is very intuitive. They pick up their information through intuition. They are the empaths of the group. The next one is the healer, the crystal aura. They do think in logical, linear fashions, extremely intelligent, but they are healers. They have a specific mission in life, which is unlike many of the other auras. The last one is what we call the New Age aura, which has a lot of hype about it. They are the indigos. The indigos carry all of the thinking types, holistic, logical, linear, visionary, and so on. That's why they can pretty much clear any test and pretty much reject present-day education system because they know most of it's just BS. Now let's take a look at the various basic kinds of learning and thinking. You have the physical, logical, holistic, emotional, intuitive, physical, social, physical, logical here, visionary, New Age. Now, as you see, each one of these groups have each of the various auras in each group. The physical has the orange, red, and magenta. The second, logical, has the green and the tan. The holistic has the red tan as well as the lavender. The emotional has the blue tan, the blue, and the violet. The intuitive has generally the lavender. Others can use the intuitive technique, but it's generally the lavender. The physical social group, these are the people who actually pick up a lot of cues about life and other kinds of information through socializing. The physical logical, the green tan particularly, are the ones that pick up cues both in the physical environment and logical linear thinkers. These are the ones that can study very hard and very well. The logical healer, again, is the crystal. The visionary is the violet, which can take little information and see the whole picture in very short periods of time. However, they do have the problem with ego, as you can see in the violet aura if you want to learn more about that. I will be making a video on how the ego interacts with the education system in the near future. And the last one is the new age group, the indigo. This one carries all of the aspects you see here in this chart. Okay, so what does this all mean? How do you raise your child with this information? Before going into detail about that, in part 2, we're going to look at 3 different education systems in 3 different countries: Japan, Finland, and the United States. So that will do it for part 1. I hope to see you in part 2. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below, and thank you, as always, for watching.